Hi, good morning, everyone. It's Sheila, and I know it's been quite a while since I've done a video, and this video is going to be quite different. I decided that I was going to, after taking a break from doing some videos, basically I was trying to get my room in order, and still a work in progress, but I just felt like I needed to focus a little bit on that and some family things that was going on. So I kind of didn't do videos for a few weeks, and but of course, this morning there's a lot going on. I can't share everything just yet, but I will shortly. But it's a beautiful day for me today, and I just thought, you know what, along with it being such a beautiful day, I wanted to come on and do a video, and I wanted to share with you all in this video what my part-time job is. And there's a reason behind my madness. First of all, I don't know if you are a frequent watcher of my videos, then you know I've commented quite a few times on things such as spending within the budget and using my part-time money to, supply all of this that you see behind me. And but I've never really come out and said what my part-time job is. Now, quite honestly, I am shocked that no one has ever actually asked, and maybe no one cares. I don't know, but I don't know. I just felt like after last night, I really wanted to share with you all because I had confirmation last night within myself that what I'm doing is truly a blessing, and I'm thankful to be able to do it. So now, all of that being said, I'm hoping you got your curiosity built up and you're wondering what the heck is it that she's about to say. Well, my part-time job is on Saturday nights. I work as a restroom hostess for a local club here in San Antonio. Now, I actually started doing this type of work on about, I guess, 5 years ago, and I was doing it for another club that is no longer opened, and that club was Club Lou's, and it was on the corner of Hebner and Stone Oak at that time. Now that club is since has closed down, but a long story short, one of my customers at the place that I work um, needed someone, and one of my employees actually had volunteered to do it, but then with her personal life and having small children, it just wasn't working out for her. And she called me one day and asked me if I could just go fill in for her. And I did, and found out that it was something that I truly, truly love. Now, some of you are probably going to say, how can you love doing that? Because there's all types of, I don't want to say, I don't know. There's a lot of stigmatism, I guess, behind what a person does that work, as they say, work the restrooms or whatever. It has all kinds of names, but we prefer to call ourselves at the club that I work at restroom hostess or host. And because there is a male that works in the male's restroom as well. Now, in the Texas area, I know for sure in San Antonio, I know for sure, but I think in other areas as well, because I do have frequent customers come in that mention that they have it where they're from, and it's a military area, so there are people coming in from all walks of places. And then there are some people that come in, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm functioning off of very little sleep, so I probably sound really raspy, and I apologize for that, but I just really wanted to get on today and share this with you all. Excuse me. But I've had some people to share that they've never seen such a thing before either. So it just depends on where you're from. But basically, what I do, to sum it up, is I am there to perform a service on behalf of the bar or restaurant or club, because it used to be a restaurant as well, but now it's just kind of gone to the bar slash club scene, and the restaurant has closed down. But I provide a service from anything to personal items needs, such as makeup, feminine products, you name it, hair products, perfumes, and as well as I provide what I like to consider some good old home down counseling. And when I say that, you're probably wondering, what the heck is she talking about? Well, I've discovered is, and I discovered this, it took me, a little bit to figure this all out myself. The first couple of times I did it, I wasn't real sure if I liked it. I knew I liked the girls and I liked the interaction, but then I was just like, man, I don't know. And so, because so many people were commenting, friends and not really family members because no one in my family at that point even knew, but several friends, the most common question is, was getting, you work in a nightclub, and then it was, you work in a restroom, and they would say it so condescending. And so at first I had some really mixed emotions, and then I sat back and I took a look at things. I am 40 plus, and I'm not a drinker. I've never drank alcohol a day in my life. I don't smoke cigarettes. I've never done drugs. I am in that department a fairly decent individual, so to speak. Not that drinking or anything makes you not decent, but what I'm saying is that I have such a clear background, I guess, because some people relate, that if you work in a bar or a club or anything like that, then that means you're an alcoholic or you drink a lot or you smoke. I mean, people just stereotype everybody so much. Well, I don't do any of those things, and I love what I do. So that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not downing anybody that drink or anything like that, because Lord knows I would never do that. But that being said, I can do those things, such as work in a restroom or work in a club, and I don't have to be a part of that. And I love that. So, once I came to grips with everything, I was able to really see the purpose of why I was there. Now, when I say that, a lot of times, and this is coming from a personal experience, several churches I've been a member of or frequently visited, and I have heard ministers say things of the nature such as, club scenes are bad and stay away from bars and, this and that. And I beg to differ, because in my line of work, I have managed to meet some wonderful people. And even when I was younger, and when I say younger, when I first got divorced, I went out quite a bit, not like, all the time, not taking care of my son, that type of thing, but I went out. I used to have what I would call an every other weekend gig. And I would go out with my best friend, and that was my adult social time. And still, through all that, I wasn't drinking, smoking, or doing any type of drugs. So I felt that it was not wrong for me to be out there. But yet sometimes I would go to church and I would feel so convicted, because it was like all the ministers did was speak against people that went out to clubs and things of that nature. And I felt within my heart that, how can you say that? Because just because a person goes to a club doesn't mean that they're a bad person. But unfortunately, and I don't want to say all, but a lot of ministers do preach against that or speak against that. So I totally am against those terms. I just don't believe that to be true. And given my line of work, and I think that if I was face to face with any minister right now that did believe that, I could change his or her mind, because I have met women that were recovering from cancer, and they were out with their girlfriends for the first time in months. And I've met women that were, you know, lost their parents, lost their friends, lost their husbands, and this was their way of just reaching out to have some type of normalcy to their lives. And yes, they were drinking, and yes, some of them got drunk. But you know what? When you go through so many things in life, and if you choose to be with a friend and have a few beers, or, a few other forms of alcohol, I don't know, some of the stronger stuff, and so be it. Why should we care? Why should someone make judgment against them and say that they shouldn't or that's wrong? Because the pain that they're feeling inside, they're entitled to releasing that pain. And so I strongly support. Now, what I do strongly encourage is that they do this safely. And by that, I mean, I constantly speak with young ladies that are drinking, and I confirm, are you driving? Please don't drive. I've even gone so far as driving a young person home that was drinking. So, I feel that in a way, maybe God has placed me in this position to be their angel, so to speak, to listen to them and to help them. I have young girls making some crazy decisions that, the peer pressure is so strong, and they're out there, and I'm that one person that I can help them, and I can be that mother and not be their mother at the same time, because I'm wise and am in most cases the age of their parents. And so I'm there to counsel them and to talk them through things. And not long after I started doing this, when I was still at the other club, I went to one of my husband's softball games, and I heard someone go, restroom lady. And I'm looking, because I'm thinking, what the heck? And I look over, and it was a young lady that had been coming into the club oh gosh, I mean, probably like every weekend. I can honestly say I think I saw her every weekend. Beautiful young lady. I think she was around 24 years old, and had recently moved out into her own apartment because she wanted her independence, and she was tired of her mother, pulling on her apron string, and, just, as she would put it, telling me what I can do and what I can't do, and telling me when I can come home and when I can't come home. And I sat and I listened to her. And then I said to her one night, I said, you know what? I said, your mother do those things because she loves you. And there will be nothing worse than a mother getting a phone call hearing that her son or daughter has been killed in a car accident or hurt or something like that. And I said, so when she say that, don't be so hasty to think that she just don't understand. She does